Everybody, Jim and Roth here to talk about some big Star Wars news today. The first standalone movie, the one that Gareth Edwards is directing, is going to be called Star Wars Rogue One. Now, of course, this opens the floodgates of speculation, but first of all, what do you think of the title, Roth, and what do you think it means?
I really like the title quite a bit, and we have already tread far and deep into the field of speculation here today, so we'll do that with you as well. I think it can mean a lot of things, right? So like, one thing that you and I were kicking around is like, oh, is this kind of like, is this Top Gun in space? You know,
I was like, is it basically, is it just a fighter pilot movie in space? But go on.
Well, I'm sorry, I just realized we should contextualize. What does Rogue One mean?
Well, Rogue One is the call sign, basically the designation of the leader of the Rogue Squadron, X-Wing fighter pilots. You know, Luke was, I believe, Rogue leader in Empire, and then traditionally it was Wedge Antilles.
Yeah.
Of course, now, like, so much of the expanded universe is just basically not canon now, but, you know, Star Wars Rebels is, the original movies are, and this Clone Wars, the animated series, is that's all canon.
And the new books that are coming out now and the new comics that are coming out now, those are all canon. And so, so that's what sort of got us thinking, like, okay, Rogue One, is this sort of like, are they talking about the call sign? Is it, you know, Rogue Leader and Rogue One are interchangeable?
And Felicity Jones, Oscar nominee for Theory of Everything, was also officially announced as being the star of the movie.
Right.
So, you know, is this the story of how she became Rogue One? Is she
in training?
Yeah, like we don't know, but we're going to speculate because that's what nerds do. And
the other thing that I was sort of thinking, like, okay, well, Rogue One, obviously it could be interchangeable with Rogue Leader, but it also denotes a feeling of the birth of something, right?
Yeah.
The first. And so I was like, well, is this about the inception of the Rogue Squadron? Is it kind of jumping off where Rebels is leading us now, where it becomes, instead of just a ragtag group, like this is a really more functioning army, you know, with structure. Is she a part of that birth somehow?
Yeah, it would kind of make sense. I mean, part of the confusion, I guess, is that for the longest time, the rumor has been that it's a bounty hunter movie about stealing the plans of the Death Star.
Yeah.
That could still be that. You have a theory.
I have an elaborate theory.
Yeah, an elaborate theory about how that could kind of be the case. And also it kind of just plays in with the word rogue itself and maybe why they decided to call themselves that. But,
yeah, that's true. Good call.
Yeah.
My idea is that maybe that she is a bounty hunter, that somehow like a small group of the Rebel Alliance is sort of forming, and they hire her to go steal the plans for the Death Star, right? Yeah. And so she goes to do that, and through her journey, she decides to not just operate for self anymore and be a bounty hunter, but actually join this forming group and become a part of them.
Right.
And
Proto Han Solo.
Proto Han Solo, yeah. Like maybe she's sort of one of the first, or she takes the leadership role and forms them. And
you know, maybe she's a Bothan. They did say in Star Wars when they got the plans, like, many Bothans died to bring us this information. So, but you know, I was also wondering, like, could she be a young Mon Mothma who is sort of like a rebel leader? You saw her in Jedi, and then she's in a lot of the EU stuff.
The actresses have a similar look.
They do kind of look alike, Felicity Jones, and I forget the name of the actress who played Mon Mothma in Jedi, but it's, you know, there are a lot of ways that this could be, that you can speculate, really go down this rabbit hole of stuff. But I think it's also important to point out that this is going to come out December 16th, 2016.
Right.
So we probably won't have to wait too long to find out for sure what exactly this is going on. I mean, Star Wars Celebration is coming up soon.
Yeah, we might get some information at Star Wars in the next month.
Yeah, I believe it's in April,
Yeah,
so
we could get some information there. You said too, I mean, listen, there was, you know, our producer Kyle mentioned there was obviously this isn't canon anymore, but Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, the video games.
It would probably not be set in that time period, which was within the time period of the original trilogy.
Yeah, with Wedge and Luke and all that.
Although I guess with some fancy, like, Luke's on the phone. I don't know. Like,
hey, you just missed him. He just walked by. He was looking for his hand.
A little bit of performance capture to age him down.
Yeah.
Here and there. I guess they could do that, but that could also just sort of be in a different time period. Maybe they reform. Maybe it's part of Oscar Isaac's.
Yeah, I mean, look, we do see Oscar Isaac flying an X-wing in The Force Awakens. Again, I mean, it's actually very exciting, the fact that it is a standalone movie, because maybe, you know, you're not going to know probably if they're using all new characters. You're not going to know the fates of any of these people. It's not like if they put, you know, Young Han in there, you know he's going to make it to the end.
Right.
So it's pretty exciting. And this is our first real taste of sort of what's to come with this now newly kind of reinvigorated Star Wars universe that Disney and Lucasfilm are doing. It also, too, like the fact that it's about a rogue squadron. I mean, think about merchandising-wise, all the stuff you're going to sell, all the ships,
I'm buying
everything.
it in my head right now.
Oh, yeah.
I love this idea. I will say this because I think that part of what I just love the story of like a rebel group, you know, the underdog, I don't know. There's just something about that that's so appealing to me. And one of the things that's so appealing to me about the original trilogy, that it is about the rebels. And so there's something about this that just tickles me to pieces.
Okay. Well, for more getting tickled to pieces and all things Star Wars, Rogue One, keep it here on IGN.